We use a lot of labels to explain away different behaviors that are really inexcusable and subhuman, like treating people as though they're obligated to be your sidekick in your life and put up with all of your disrespect and deception and be accused of deception when actually the other person's deceiving you, or guilt tripping you about the truth to the point where you feel like you can't even tell it. Been there. Abuse is something that can come emotionally or physically, and people use the duration of time they have known someone to justify this. That's always, I'm sorry to say, gonna lead to an unnecessary amount of wasted time and disappointment. And wasted time is a massive problem because you can't ever get that time back. While you spend all this time thinking, maybe it was me, maybe I can quell this situation. Yeah, if you quell it this time, it doesn't mean it's going to be quelled next time. Now, I'm going to talk about physically and emotionally abusive people over the same umbrella, but I will eventually talk about physically abusive people. Emotionally abusive people are a little bit more, I would say that physically abusive people are more difficult to get away from because there's that element of what if they come find me because they know where I live, and the whole emotional entanglement that comes along with it that makes it so much more difficult to leave. Yes, that's why I'm going to make a separate video about that, but what's freshly on my mind is the emotionally and the cluster B variety. I'm in school for psychology, so I'm not just pulling this out of a forum. Is there anything wrong with forums? I mean, if you're spending all day, every day, for hours on these forums of narcissistic abuse and you're not actually trying to learn from anything that you went through or take accountability for why it is that you made the decisions that you made, well, and if you want to say that I'm victim blaming, that's funny and that's fine. I don't really care to prove who I am to you. I have been in a physically abusive relationship. You really think I would sit here and victim blame? Come on now. But I have taken accountability for the reason why I chose someone like that and the reason why I stayed. And that is another story for another day. So when you justify people's behavior, that is more childish than necessary in that they're making you run around in loops on a hamster wheel and they're telling you that you said things that you didn't say or that you believe things that you don't believe. There is no empathy with this individual. This individual will make it seem like they care very much about you and that you don't care about me as much as I care about you. Well, if they really respected and loved you that much, because respect automatically comes when there's love, as I spoke about in my my last video, second to last video, there would be no hamster wheel that you're running on. There would be no repeated conflict that keeps coming up over and over and over again, and you can't really seem to find your way out of it for whatever reason, and it keeps coming back up, and you have no idea what is happening, what's going on, but you're still over there trying to reason with them and trying to give them your time and give them your energy. This is exactly what they want. They want, these people love and they get off on, believe it or not, I don't care how you feel about this. It is like this, and this is why they feed off of you being angry, you being upset, you being confused, rather than you being happy, you being relaxed. In fact, if you really stop and think about it, these individuals actually get pretty pissed off when you're happy and relaxed. That's when they cause the most problems. So this is something that it only really has one solution, And the one solution is to just stop. The one solution is to starve the dog, starve the cat, whatever you want to say. I love cats way more than I love dogs. So I don't want to say starve the cat, I'm going to say starve the dog. But armadillo, whatever you want, I don't really care. You have to starve it because this is because of a deficient sense of self, a deficiency of empathy, a deficiency of access to positive emotions. You get a cluster B personality disorder that lacks empathy and lacks the access to positive emotions after a prolonged time of not being shown any positive emotions. And I believe that it's not nature or nurture, but both. And so I think that there are some people who haven't even undergone trauma that do have cluster B personality disorders, and that's even worse because then they have nothing to justify it with and they just kind of were born like that. I think that's actually something that happens. But regardless, these people don't like or want to be happy. So they latch on to somebody who does because happiness is beautiful and it's attractive. And I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about energetically. It's attractive and beautiful, whether it's physically attractive or not. So obviously, if you are one of these people who do know how to make yourself happy and you do have access to positive emotions and you do love life, you will attract, like Velcro, people who are vultures to your energy harvesting, siphoning your energy. Parasitic. This is parasitism. So when you have a parasite, do you think to yourself, maybe I can keep it? I can keep it and it's just gonna be eating all the food that I eat, and I'm not gonna get any nutrients from anything that I eat, so it doesn't really matter what I eat because I'm just gonna die eventually anyway. So you figure you might as well just, fix this conflict with this person because you've known them for X amount of time and, you really care about them. And, imagine what their life would be like. Imagine what my life would be like, whatever it is for you. Because it might be more about you, it might be more about them, whatever it is. If I cut them off, oh no, oh man, that would be so bad. That would be so terrible. I'm not going to do that. Okay. So the alternative is you using yourself or allowing yourself to be used as the host and you agreeing to this energetic contract with this person to go over and over and over into the same arguments and the same fuckery that you have let go on for months, years, however long it's been. And you can see whether you want to admit it into words or not, your intuition knows it's not going to change. They're just going to keep making shit up about you or about other people in your life. They're just going to keep wasting your time as you allow them to, while you sit there and you say, oh, that's just them. They always do this. Okay, so you're essentially saying they always siphon my soul. That's fine. Oh, I always have this little gut-wrenching tapeworm in my stomach that I have to, I have to go to the doctor sometimes, and the doctor has to go in and give me some antibiotics, and then they don't work, and then, I just walk out and I only take one. I don't really take them for the full 7 days because I don't really want it gone, but, it hurts, so, whatever. Do you know how that's... I've done this, and that's why I because you feel like, it's really an illusion, all of it, because in my situation, it was inexplicable almost, but I think a lot of it was because I was on a medication that was dulling my mind, and I will talk about that at another time. I was on Prozac, and I was keeping myself in this very violent situation. This isn't even really the one I have in my head, but it still applies. And there's a million reasons why people do this. So I'm not judging anyone. I'm just trying to make you see. I'm trying to put it in different terms that I wish had been put to me to save you time in your life, because this is inexcusable to play someone like a puppet and then to lie to them about other people in their lives so that you can isolate them and have this person all to yourself. There's really, obviously there's worse things than that, okay? Obviously there's worse, but that is most certainly one of the most cruel and disturbing, disgusting things that you can do to another human being, is isolate them and make them feel like either they're fundamentally flawed and therefore need to be indoctrinated with their ideals, or like everybody in their life is an absolute problem, and so therefore they need to really understand how fucked up that person is. That person is this, that person is that, that person's gaslighting, that person has this mental disorder, and without sufficient reason, without considering first their own behavior that could potentially mirror exactly what it is that they're talking about. Because when you really think about the things that these people say and you question it, which you should question every single thing that comes out of anyone's mouth, including mine, but you should absolutely question the reasoning of anyone who keeps you in circles and keeps you in loops and disrespects you or the people you care about in any way, shape, or form and refuses to apologize for anything. Someone who can never really give you a straight answer about anything. It's always everybody else's fault. If it's always everybody else's fault, then why are you always the center of it? Why are the people closest to you always the center of it? But the people who you're not close with, they're perfect. Gee, I wonder. Maybe it's because they don't know the real you. So of course you're not going to get into the same conflicts with your friends at work or what have you. That's not even, you know. So this is a massive way you can save yourself some wasted time, some wasted emotional energy, some wasted chi, prana, mana, and chi, is by recognizing this parasitism, the hamster wheel, the you're so stupid. No, your friend's so stupid. Her mental disorders. Are you a psychologist? No. Have you ever gone to school for anything? No. Are you a pathological liar? Were you diagnosed with a mental disorder that usually precludes people pathologically lying? Or a deficiency of empathy? Or both? Okay. So, anyways, I kept this one a little bit shorter, but, you know, it's just kind of something I had to address because there are good people who are wasting their time and it just makes no sense. It makes me angry, makes me sad and angry, and I can't do anything about it, and I won't try because it's not my place. Because I've already cut everybody out of my life who's like this. But when you watch people you care about go through this, it's frustrating. I hope you have a beautiful night or day wherever you are. I am not on any other social media, so if you see my name, it's fake. I don't know who would impersonate me. I have like I have no presents on here. It's kind of like the deserted parking lot that nobody has gone to for like 8 years, and you're just kind of looking around like, didn't there used to be a building here? Yep, that's it. So anyways, don't be afraid to cut people off. It's not a big deal. I mean, they're gonna be fine. If they were gonna do something to themselves for real, they would have done it a long time ago. This is the sad truth. And people usually who are going to be impulsive and do the things that they would threaten people about, like, I'm gonna do X, Y. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want anybody here to be like, you know, whatever. And then next thing you know, YouTube's taken down my video because I said a word, because that's the fucking Orwellian times we live in. So, no, I mean, they usually don't go around threatening their friends about it. Or, like, bragging about how many times they've done it. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's called attention seeking. And we all want attention. Just do it in a healthy way. We've all done it in unhealthy ways too. It's not a big deal. But just being able to admit when you fuck up in life, that is what being human is about, is being able to sit there and admit it and not sit there and pretend that you're perfect. And like everybody else is so fucked up and disordered. You just couldn't take a joke. That's not my problem. And it's nobody else's. It's just, if they can't take a joke, it's kind of their problem, isn't it?